What is up, guys? It is AK, a doctor and a hybrid athlete. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking to the folks, the newbies, and we're gonna talk about where to exactly start as a beginner lifter, either in nutrition, lifting, and all what matters about the subject. So make sure to be subscribed to the channel for more about health and fitness. Number one thing to get out of the room, like the big elephant, is to have a clear goal. Are you gonna lose fat, aka cutting, or are you gonna build muscle, aka bulking? Or there's a third option, which is recomposition or maintenance, which you can actually do as a newbie. So when it comes to gym, the first thing is you have to stop being a moron. You have to avoid lifting heavy shit, aka ego lifting, and performing the wrong form. If you do lift heavy, you're gonna get yourself injured, and you don't want that, especially in the beginner's phases. Number two, stay consistent no matter what happens. Even if you don't feel like it, even if your lifts are getting weaker, even if you just had a bad day or you're just a little bit sick or anything that happens, you're just like slacking and saying, I'll go tomorrow or whatever, it's just a missing session. If you're gonna miss today, you're gonna miss the day after, and just you're gonna quit. So go at least 75 to 80% following the plan. If you said you're going on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, Saturday, you need to be going at least 3 days a week, at least. Or else you're not gonna see results. I'm not gonna lie to you. For the gym, it takes time for you to see a result in your body and see changes, muscle growth, fat loss, etc. So you need to be consistent, and you need to slowly, which is advice number 3. And the third thing we're gonna talk about is progressively overloading. So you need to be slowly, progressively overloading. And you might be asking yourself, what is progressive overload? So progressive overload is lifting more each 1 to 2 to 3 to maybe 4 weeks. It's you starting with X, Y, and Z weights, and you're gonna be progressively getting more weights on the bar each week, or maybe more repetitions, or maybe more sets. So what I need you to be doing is writing down every single thing you do in the gym. You have your phone, maybe using your notes, your notions. You can write that on a paper, on a piece of paper, like old school shit, but you need to be writing down and macro following everything that you're doing, every change that you're doing in a gym, and you need to be seeing the changes that you're making. So you're probably asking yourself, what is progressive overload? Progressive overload is you writing down every single thing you do in the gym. What do I mean by that? So you have your sets, your repetitions, and your weights. You need to be writing down all 3 of these. And if you find yourself comfortable lifting a certain amount of sets or reps or weights, you need to be challenging yourself each week. So let's say you may be lifting, 15 pounds for the biceps curls, and you're lifting that for 12 repetitions for 4 sets, and you feel comfortable with that. Next week, you're gonna up the weights or up the repetitions. Maybe do it for 15 repetitions, or you're gonna go to 17.5 pounds or 18 pounds or 16.5 pounds or whatever. So next, we have one of the most important things in the gym is time under tension. So as we explained in previous videos about muscle growth, you need to be watching it somewhere in my channel. Muscle growth happens when muscle is challenged. And how do we challenge the muscle? by stretching it, lifting weights and stretching the muscle really well, so it can have some like micro damage in the muscle fiber, and by that your body is gonna make a recovery and build those little muscle bricks again, let's say. So for you to build a good amount of muscle, you need to be making a good time under tension. So you need to slowly go down on the eccentric movement, stretching the muscle really well, and this is how the muscle is built really well. And taking a good shape to get full, and you know, when you have a big chest and big shoulders, you seem jacked. Number 5, you need to be training the muscle at least twice a week. Each muscle say. So you need to be training legs twice a week, pecs twice a week, backs twice a week, back a week, shoulders twice a week, biceps twice a week, etc. So on and so forth. You can train like small muscles less. At least you gotta hit the big muscles twice a week, like the chest, back, and the legs. Those are big muscles. They need more time to recovery and they need more stimulus so they can grow. So you need to be at least training them twice a week, depending on your frequency of training, on your training plan. But you need to be including each muscle group twice a week. Number 6, resting between sets. So resting between sets, it's so important. So when you rest between sets, you inhale more oxygen, the muscle that you're training gets some rest and recover a little bit, get fuller with blood and get fuller with oxygen, so you can perform the next set at the maximum effort and the maximum capacity. And when you perform at the maximum capacity, there's a bigger chance for you to grow more muscles and to stretch more, to perform a better form, and for your workouts to be more fruitful, let's say. And number 7, always choose form over weight. So as a beginner, you're not gonna care about lifting heavy. So you're not caring about that for now. What you're caring about is perfecting the form really well. If you're hitting the muscle, even when you're lifting lighter weight than you can, you're gonna like stimulate the muscle more for growth. And heavy weights are for muscle strength, not for muscle growth. And let's leave that for another video. If you want that video, just like this video and subscribe and comment down below for me to make you that video. Moving on to the next, and what I think is more important than what you do in the gym, it's nutrition. Nutrition is actually the most important part in bodybuilding, because how are you going to recover the muscle? Are you just inhale oxygen and build muscle with oxygen? No, that's not going to happen. What you need to be doing is consuming protein. So you need to be consuming 1 to 1.2 grams per pound of weight. So if you are 200 pounds, you need to be consuming at least 200 grams of protein. I know that sounds really high, but to build muscles optimally, you need to be consuming a high protein diet for you to leave no space at all for like catabolism. And you need to be splitting your foods during the day to not get into catabolism phases. So you need to be eating from 4 to 6 meals a day. What's optimal is 5. You can do breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I don't know, supper, and like you eat something here and there, protein bar, protein shake, whatever, but it has to include some protein in it. So make sure to consume more protein during your day. That's really important. Next, you have to hydrate well. So the human body is 70% water, and for optimal function for the human body, you don't need to be dehydrated. You don't really want that. So you probably need to be hydrated really well. You need to have enough water for the body to function the right way. Build the muscle, to move the blood, to move the oxygen, to do a bunch of things in your body. So you need to be at least consuming 1 gallon of water each day. Especially if you're running, doing cardio, lifting weights, you're sweating and you're losing like water and some minerals and stuff. You need to be consuming water and some minerals like salt, magnesium, zinc, etc. You need to supplement all those losses. So that's it for today's video. I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoy the gym. It's a big, long journey. It's enjoyable when you see the changes, when you see like a new vein appeared in your biceps or in your quads or something like that. But taking it slowly and being consistent is the most important part. So make sure to subscribe and see you on the next one.